Okay, loves, welcome back to ExoticTeaBlog. I am back with another video. Before we get into this one, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so every single time I post, you'll be notified. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. Please hit the subscribe button, and I love you. And I promise you are going to love it here, so subscribe. Returning subscribers, y'all keep doing it for me. I also love you guys too. And I really appreciate y'all little support. Let's keep it going. Now we have got a lot to discuss on this video. Okay, for the past almost 24 hours, it has been crazy on the internet. I swear, we have had conversations about Nicki Minaj, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, the Scammies, Trevor Noah, Trump, Nicki, Jay-Z, Beyonce. It has been crazy with these topics, but it continues to get crazy, okay? Because allegedly Jay-Z would be suing Nicki. We would get into that. Trevor Noah has now been exposed because Nicki clocked his tea, and his video is now circulating the internet of him basically talking about his boyfriend. Oh no, with his boyfriend. Okay, so we will get into that. Not only that, Charlemagne the God pays Jay-Z and Pusha T name being mentioned on the Epstein file dust and decides to drag Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Okay, and lastly, we will talk about how Akademiks wants these bloggers in communicate publications to speak on Nicki spilling tea on Jay-Z. Make sure you smash the like button and let's just jump right into it. So Charlemagne the God finally decides to speak on the Epstein files, but guess what? He didn't want to bring up Jay-Z and Pusha T. He spoke on Elon Musk and Trump. Okay, and a lot of people has been calling him out, saying that was him being corny, considering the fact that Jay-Z was mentioned. Now let's just jump right into what Charlemagne the God had to say, and I'll get y'all to
files do come out, and like what's going to happen? Like, I see names like Bill Gates floating around and Elon Musk and Prince Andrew. What's going to happen to those individuals? It seems like all those individuals are too big to fail anyway. So, like, what's the point?
Yes, Charlotte, that's a very good point, including Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, a Google co-founder. There were a lot of names in this last batch, and a lot of people have been asking, so what happens next? I mean, we get the unredacted files, what is going to happen? So investigators say that any new criminal charges would depend on what, if anything, emerges from the remaining material. But, who knows if we'll ever get that. Again, the Justice Department says that they're done releasing any information. You've got more than 3 million files this last batch, and so they said that they're finished. But you're right, to your point, what is going to happen, especially with these very rich and powerful men who seem to all be in cahoots together to make sure that this information doesn't come out.
But Rokana said something important, too. I mean, even if some of these people aren't, like, implicated in any crimes, they were emailing with, Jeffrey Epstein well after the fact of people knowing that he was a pedophile.
Yeah.
Which is wild to stand on, because, I mean, there's a lot of people who still communicate with folks like that.
Exactly, but is that a crime, though? You know what I mean? It's maybe morally wrong, but can you charge them with a crime for emailing if you have no proof? You know what I mean? If there's nothing to solidify that they actually, committed an act, a criminal act.
Absolutely.
So we will continue to see what happens with these Epstein files. And we talked about this briefly on.
I'm not really shocked about this, no shade. Charlemagne the God is a puppet. He works for Rat Nation. I expected this. I didn't even think he was going to talk about the Epstein file at all. Okay? I did not think he was going to talk about it. And I mean, this is something we should expect. TMZ didn't say anything about these. There was on Radio Silence, PubBase, PubCrave, all those big publications did not say anything about it. And Shade Room posted it, but they deleted it. So I'm like, there is no gag, okay? These publications, these niggas, we need to kick them out of the industry. They be doing the absolute most. If this was Nicki, I guarantee you that they would be going miles on miles, different episodes, podcasts, different seasons, different chapters. They're gonna go do a Netflix drop on Nicki, but now it's Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Pusha T. They are on Radio Silence. This shows y'all that they all are paid most. Okay, they all are paid most. It's really not giving what it's supposed to give. By the end of the day, we were smart enough to notice how these niggas be playing in the back. Okay, it's just the general public figuring how slow and how malicious these people are. But anyways, y'all, let me know how you feel about that down below in the comments. Moving over from that to the general queen of rap, Nicki Minaj. Okay, so it's crazy how the internet is now defending Nicki, and I told y'all the Republicans are standing 10 toes behind Nicki's back. Okay, because Nicki out here spilling major tea and clocking this hose. Not only that, Nicki Minaj was the most searched, okay, for the past 24 hours. Nicki Minaj was the most searched, and as you can see, Nicki Minaj did surpass the Scammies. Okay, so Nicki would always have more more viewership and more ratings than the Grammys every single year, because they always find a way to insert a Nicki Minaj joke, Nicki Minaj this, Nicki Minaj humiliation, just like they did with the Ice Spice Barbie World Award. It's like the scam is always trying to do something with Nicki, but I'm gonna tell y'all this. They are obsessed with Nicki Minaj. Okay, Nicki has not attended that particular award show for over 10 years plus now. But they always find a way to make Nicki trend on that night. They always find a way to make Nicki trend. Okay, the Grammys, aka the scammies, always find a way to trend Nicki. They always find a way to bring up Nicki. And considering the fact that Nicki Minaj is allegedly supposed to be cancelled, how are y'all talking about Nicki like crazy? All throughout 2026, it has been Nicki this, Nicki that, Nicki this, Nicki that. And I honestly thought y'all said y'all was going to leave Nicki in 2025. It's every blog, it's every human being, it's every page, it's every comment section. It be Nicki, be Nicki, be Nicki. Like they've literally mentioned Nicki more than they have mentioned Jesus and God in 2026. I promise you. Okay, this is how obsessed these people are with the particular woman, and they are honestly scared of her. They are honestly scared of her. They gotta pull some strings. They gotta do this. They gotta do that. It's literally the same thing we keep talking about. They are obsessed with her, and they know Nicki is the poo. That's why they're gonna keep talking about her. That's why they would keep preaching and dissing Nicki. I'm not necessarily shocked, and I'm not going to be phased by that. Nicki clearly don't care, but I'm like, I thought y'all canceled Nicki. I thought y'all left her back in 2025, but it has been Nicki trending all throughout 2026 January. We just entered the new year, and y'all still want to trend Nicki. Keep it on. Okay, keep it on. Now, a few hours ago, after Nicki Minaj came back online and she saw that they was dissing her, the scammers, Nicki decided to set fire in the industry, and she also pointed out that Trevor Noah refused to come out of the closet when everybody in the industry knows his boyfriend, allegedly. Okay, now there's a particular clip circulating the internet of Trevor Noah and his boyfriend randomly walking on the street. So I mean, this is crazy. Okay, this is honestly crazy, and I know Trevor Noah never wanted his business out like this on the street. He ain't never want his business out like this because he ain't never come out. Okay, so I'm like, you fuck around and you find out. You thought you was going to gag. You thought you was eating. You thought you was going to gag by this Nicki Minaj. Dummy, was it worth it? Okay, honestly, go against the queen of rap. It's going to cost you, and honestly, it's costing Trevor Noah. And I'm really living for this moment. Okay, hopefully he gets dragged. Now Trump wants to sue him. He said recently, a few hours ago, that he was going to sue Trevor Noah because he also made some some unfunny jokes about Trump being on the Epstein file, and we know Trump has been denying for a long time. So he is imposing to sue what they call him, Trevor Noah. So I mean, you play with fire, you're gonna get burnt. Okay, Trevor Noah, you playing with fire, you would definitely gonna get burnt. And go against Nicki is definitely always going to cost y'all. Haven't y'all learned your lessons? Haven't you all niggas and BEs in this industry learned your lessons? Is it gonna keep happening until y'all know that Nicki is blessed and protected by God and favored by God? Play with fire, you are going to get burnt. And now Trevor Noah, that's what you get for being a dummy. Okay? It's giving donkey of the day. Retard of the day goes to Trevor Noah. Okay, he really thought he was gonna pop it, but let's get into it. Now, DJ Akademiks reacted to Nicki's tweets, and he literally stood on business with some of Nicki's tweets, and he was like, he wants to see all them niggas, like them podcasters, the Joe Budden podcast, the Breakfast Club, and all that. He wants to see how they gonna speak on that. So I mean, I'm definitely living for that, but I would get to that quickly. Nicki Minaj had teased, she has a podcast coming out this week, like we know it was gonna come out, but they just posted some videos that Nicki Minaj was speaking on Trump. Nicki said, "You guys are going to love this interview, Barbs. Here's a sneak peek." Now, honestly speaking, this is a full sit-down conversation with Kate Emailer. Nicki Minaj is going to be on her podcast this week, I believe. And I honestly cannot wait to see, because I would really, really love to see how long it is going to be and how Nicki Minaj is going to deliver on the podcast. Because, I mean, I live for everything Nicki. But I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna know. I'm going to see what she's going to talk about. And prior to this podcast, because this podcast, I think it was recorded already like 2, 3, 4 days ago. Okay, probably a week ago. But Nicki has just said she was not going to drop her album until she renegotiate her contract. But who knows if Nicki spilled major album tea on that podcast? Who knows? So we are going to check it out in when it drop. I'm gonna let y'all know what's going crazy. It's definitely going to be a crazy month. Okay, February is definitely going to be a crazy month. And I forgot before, happy Black History Month. Okay, happy Black History Month. Now let's just quickly get into what DJ Akademiks had to say about Nicki Minaj tweets and his reactions and how he wants this puppets, niggas, bloggers, and all of them dummies and clownies to react to it. Let's get into it. Make sure you smash the like button. I'll touch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.
Well, after the Epstein list came out, Nicki Minaj took aim at one Jay-Z. Jay-Z's name was mentioned a few times in the Epstein files, and I'll tell you how he was mentioned. So there's an unsubstantiated report that was called into a tip line that basically said that Jay-Z, along with Harvey Weinstein and a sitting U.S. Attorney General, were all involved or somehow complicit in her being sexually assaulted and abducted. And she said there was a handler, and the handler was Pusha T. That was called into a tip line. The person refused to give their name. You couldn't really do no due diligence on it, but his name is there. His name comes up quite a few other times, but it's kind of also, it comes up in the sense, and I'm speaking here, kind of summing shit up. Basically, there are rich billionaires who are basically saying that Jay-Z is coddling the black Americans, the Negroes, that they're not going to wild out no matter what we do. So essentially, there's this kind of understanding implicitly that Jay-Z is the guy to control the niggas. He's a shepherd to the niggas. So if we're going to do something that black people are going to be mad at, let's have Jay-Z just run interference and we're good. Which, by the way, I think that is pretty much one of the most indicting things, of anything, especially if you don't believe the sex stuff, because it shows that these billionaires use Jay-Z to shut niggas up. He's the guy who will, he'll make you shuck and jive. He's mentioned like that. Being honest, other than those unsubstantiated reports, there is no real credible reports or anything that the FBI has admitted that they have done secondary investigations on, or even did any inquiry, or even convene a grand jury of any sort that would allude to Jay-Z actually having sex with children. However, it's clear that his friend group were unscrupulous individuals that may have. And, at that point, I don't know if you want to go with the birds of a feather, or, well, let's go with Kendrick's theory, right? The predators move in flock. That's what Kendrick would say, right? By the way, ain't it ironic? Kendrick says in the song, Drake's a PDF. Everybody yep, he telling the truth. Jay-Z's name is listed a bunch of times in the Epstein files, and people by the Department of Justice that came up over 20 years of investigation. And people are this shit fake. This shit fake. This shit AI. It just goes to show. So anyway, Nicki is launching a piggyback attack on Jay. And we all know, if you haven't, to refresh your memory about why she doesn't like Jay, she claims that Jay, finessed her with the title situation. She also made a claim that Jay-Z owes Nicki Minaj $200 million, right? Now, if you watch her tweets over the last year or so, especially after she's also attacked Jay-Z's company's Roc Nation CEO, Desiree Perez, she's basically accused them of really doing some heinous things or trying to do some heinous things to her. So this is a really deep public feud at this point. Jay-Z's never acknowledged it, but we've seen many times Nicki has talked about not only Jay-Z, but also Desiree Perez. Okay? So, Nicki Minaj gets online tonight, and Nicki Minaj says 4 hours ago, she says, are y'all understand that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? Now, I want to pause right there. The thing about this Epstein list, and it's very interesting. I want the people who and I don't know if they'll backtrack off. It's not about Drake, but people took claims in the song, and some people felt like there was probably some smoke. If there's smoke, there might be some fire there, right? People are like, nah, maybe Drake is doing some shit, right? There's a lot of shit on this Jay shit. I wonder how these people are processing this, right? And what's really happened is that people like Nicki Minaj and also Kanye West, they seem like they were a little bit cuckoo. And I ain't gonna lie, people called them flat out crazy. They're now starting to look like they were trying to warn us of some things. There's a video where Kanye West mentions Pusha T and Jay-Z. And people are now looking at this saying Kanye was holding back.
Jay-Z and fucking Pusha T, they made their living killing our people. So how the fuck they gonna stand up for our people? You know what I'm saying? But we forget that because we love Jay-Z's music so much. We love Pusha's music so much, right? But you think they would ever, Beyonce had the best for somebody else? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You think they would ever tell the truth? No, if they told the truth, they ain't go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So you have liars. Man. Liars are now the face of our culture. If you take people like Jay-Z and fucking Pusha T, they made their living killing our people. So Jay-Z and fucking
Okay, right? There's an old video. I've always it's always kind of haunted me in a way because, has Ye been manic? Yeah, I think he's been manic at times. He's just never struck me as a liar. Right? Now, maybe you could say maybe he's been hallucinating or he's paranoid and he maybe have came up with something, but I don't ever think he's been maliciously lying. But do you remember when he got hospitalized at one time, but he was ranting on stage? He was on stage ranting right here, and he said, Jay-Z, don't send them killers at me.
Just beat that and win. I'm going to hear that song so many times. You see you want to pay it for free. The vibes is back. As I respect you, I'm going to let you know that everything is to go like this. This is the moment in the matrix, bro. The vibes is back. Life. Even
that line always struck me. Jay-Z, I know you got killers. Don't send them in my head. This is someone who made a song about Jay-Z. He said my big brother was Big's brother. I remember them celebrating when it was announced that Beyonce was pregnant or something. Jay-Z and Kanye celebrate pregnancy. I always remembered these moments, and I was just like, these guys are like. Let's go to the next tweet. Nicki says, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of a blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up. Ooh. Double entendre, I would believe. Don't even ask her how, huh? She says, do I do a daily story time about who's been doing what? I ain't gonna lie. I'm so messy. I gotta click yes. Yep. 82% people, 96,000 votes, 82% says yes. She then tweets, Trevor refuses to come out of the closet when everyone in the industry knows his boyfriend. What? Who's Trevor? She does say allegedly, though. So Nicki's a little bit aware of not getting sued. She said, they sabotaged my documentary because I spoke about the abuse I suffered. Yeah, she's also accused them of supposedly messing with like something of the sort like that, right? They've been trying to stall all my projects in hopes I'd lose a bunch of money and beg them for help. Their leaders still think it's a joke. The destruction that's about to come down on them isn't funny. I told y'all, leave me alone. Now you'll understand why you should have just sat there and taken your meds. She says, imagine if a 30-year-old rapper was out there with a 16-year-old in this day and age and how y'all would have had his head on a platter. The guy was hugging and humping on teens in broad daylight. Next, I'll get on the owner of the shade. What? Of the shade room in what? Next, I'll get on the shade room and what? Maybe I should discuss the brainwashing techniques they use. Why does she keep putting up Chucky? Then she says, what in the fuck? And she hashtagged it child predator. Hey, all y'all niggas who love comment on me, bro. Hey, everybody, hey, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Hey, oh, let me signal here. Hey, I seen everybody do think pieces on supposedly a non-existent event that didn't happen, but I seen everybody role playing on podcasts what is happening if I got slapped or not, which it didn't happen, but whatever, cool. I'll let y'all rock with that, but I need all of y'all to keep the same energy and talk about this. Joe Budden, I can't wait to watch your next podcast. I need to. Wednesday can't come quick enough. This picture look crazy. If I watch the next Joe Budden podcast and y'all don't put this picture up and be like, yo, this look like a preteen boy with a grown ass man and this shit was wrong, I know y'all biased. Wayno, I need you to talk about this one. Wayno, need you to talk about this one. Whack 100, everybody. The company man. Oh yeah, Elliot Wilson. Elliot. There's no more Drake news coming for you, brother. This is what you need to talk about. This don't look right, gang. Elliot, why does this picture look like this? Bro, she don't even got breastises. She don't even need a trainer, bro. Like, she ain't even go through puberty. Elliot! Yo, bring back, what's the name of that shit that they canceled? With DJ Dickhead, what's the shit name? I forgot it. I ain't gonna lie, them niggas had a short run, man. They ran at the top was shorter than Leprechaun. They were never at the top. What's the name of that shit called? Bigger Picture. Nah, y'all need a special episode. This is the thumbnail. Right here. Ebro! I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me look at their views. Ebro been flopping. You remember they're like, yo, we're gonna do the morning show. Ebro, you still call it Ebro in the morning? How do you find the channel? Oh, is it this? Let me see how they're doing. Okay, great. 1 day ago, the episodes, hold on, chat, the episodes are getting smaller. Oh, this is a weekly recap. Yeah, I'm not even going to judge them off of that. Okay, good. Okay, this is a full episode. All right. Bet. Let's see how they're looking. All right. A little 17,000. I see them. Did they get in the studio together? Okay, at least Ebro not using headphones.